Hey guys, Jason again with Jtrain Fitness here to give you another video on workout tips. I know it's been a while since I've done videos. I had this moment where I was doing a lot of consistent videos, and I guess I just kind of stopped. I would say that I got busy, but that's never an excuse ever. Don't ever let anyone use that as an excuse. I just got, I guess, occupied. Didn't really feel the need to make another video. Wasn't inspired, wasn't compelled, but now I'm back to give you some triceps training exercises, or some triceps tips if you're trying to work out your triceps. And it's really weird that I've never done a video on triceps, because they're actually they're one of top 3, top 2 favorite muscle groups for me to work out, because they are very, very important for maximizing your aesthetic, getting muscle hypertrophy, looking good, looking big and ripped and jacked and whatever. So let's get into it. Triceps, why are they important? Well, they comprise 2/3 of your arm. When somebody says they want big arms, I guess the universal workout or exercise they immediately think of is probably the curl, the biceps curl. And true, I mean, yeah, the biceps are really important for making your arm look big, but it has to be all triceps, and I think a lot of people neglect that because the exercises you do, the motions that you do when you're working out triceps doesn't really look like an arm building exercise, but let me tell you, definitely is. So with the triceps, what's important? Well, you want to do a pushing movement where you're pushing down, right? And you see my tricep activating. But what I would recommend is that once you get to that full push, you try to lean your body back or do something that makes, I guess, your forearm try to head behind your elbow. So if you see my triceps right now, it's activated, it's a little activated. But when I bring my wrist, if I guess lead with my wrist and I bring it back, you see that little extra kind of pump. And then what I would suggest, if you can do it, is also kind of rock your body back while it's still driving with your wrists, kind of backwards, and you'll know if you get it right. You'll feel like an instant push, kind of pump in your triceps, and that's what I would recommend you trying to do on any triceps exercise. Now on triceps days, what exercises do I do? When I first started out, I did a lot of skull crushers. I did a lot of the I guess you call them push downs. I should know this by now, but I did a lot of push downs, and a lot of kickbacks. Anything that just isolated that triceps. Now, the way I build my workouts, I always lift till failure. I've said that before. I try to always incorporate drop sets. Said that before. But I also build my workouts to where I'm doing a heavy compound exercise. So an exercise that I guess I call it bulky exercises, exercise that you can use a lot of weight and are very strong motions that kind of utilize other muscle groups, but always still make sure that you're mostly focusing on that one muscle group. So heavy weight. So I would start out with the push downs, or I would start out with the dips, and then eventually lead to a more focused exercise. So when you work out, lead up to a focused exercise. So I would start out with dips, push downs. Towards the end, I would do kickbacks. So that's kind of you can base your routine off of that. That's pretty good. If you want to do 3 exercises, I would recommend dips, I would recommend push downs, and I would recommend kickbacks. Skull crushers are great as well. Those are good triceps exercises. Now a lot of you are probably wondering, well, what about bench press? I've said that I hate the bench press. I've said that in another video. You can see the reasons why there. You might actually be better off using bench press as a triceps builder exercise, actually. So maybe do that. I know that I've supersetted like a close grip bench press with a barbell after I was done with skull crushers. And skull crushers are when you take the barbell behind your head and you kind of drive up. When you do dips, that is an exercise where you can push down. I would say any exercise where you're pushing down to push your body weight up in a tricep exercise, try to make sure the force is going straight through your this part of your palm. Why? I actually when I do dips, I hold my hand out like this. I don't actually grip it because I think it's weird. Maybe it's just me, but when the force is applied when you're holding it like this, I feel like some of the force and the concentration on your triceps gets dissipated through that part of your hand. And why is that important? Because you want all of the stress and you want all of the force shooting straight up through your forearm into your triceps, and you'll feel that. Like literally, just even if you're if you're doing dips on that leg extension machine, hold like this and push with this part of your wrist, and I tell you, you'll definitely feel something. You can superset with dips as well. Do body weight exercises if you want. When you want to increase the weight, you can use a dedicated dip machine. You can use a belt with weights. That's good, for dips. For push downs, drop set, lift till failure, as well. When you do a pushing movement where your body's going up, lean back, make your wrist try to go behind your elbow and really squeeze the heck out of that triceps, and you'll feel it. And always push weight if you can with that. After every exercise, you can superset with dips if you really want a great pump in your triceps. But on motions where you're pulling down, make sure that, so like on the push down machine, isolate. Like, don't do this ever. Don't incorporate any kind of cheating. Don't push your shoulders forward. Don't lean forward. Stand up straight. Okay. Isolate and push down. Now a lot of people will stop here. Don't do that. Keep going, and you see my triceps activate. Keep going until you can't really squeeze them anymore, and you'll feel like a pump, and you'll start to develop them, and you'll get like this, horseshoe. Look at yourself in the mirror. A lot of times they have their push down machines near the mirror, so do that. And again, try not to hold it like this. It's weird, I know, but like, don't try to hold the rope or the bar or whatever you're using like that. I would actually never ever do a push down with a straight bar like this. It's just weird because I feel like you'll lock before you can utilize the full range of motion in your triceps. So use a handle where you're going like this or like this, or one hand. If you can do one hand, that's fantastic. Because you going back to my muscle symmetry video, you'll dedicate 100% of the effort on each arm. But no, hold the rope or the V-bar like this. It's a loose grip, and you should be able to do it because it's like a machine, and you don't have to worry about like weight flying all over the place. And just kind of push down and try to get the force in that part of your hand, and keep going down until you get that the activation, the horseshoe in your triceps. And if you have a rope, I've been doing the rope a lot. I actually started out for the longest time with the V-bar and kept going like that, and I realized that when I went to rope, it was I was weaker. It wasn't because the rope like does anything better or whatever, but I just wasn't used to the whole it's usually longer than the V-bar, and the V-bar is like the thing where it's like this and the handles are right here. The V-bar didn't move as much, and I didn't have to pull down as long to accommodate for the length of the rope. But if you have a rope, once you're down, you can actually pull it out. And I saw a lot of people do that. I didn't do that for the longest time. I thought it was like, oh well, why are they doing that? But then when I did, weight where I could pull it out, I definitely saw why that was important. When you pull, I guess you utilize even more the range of motion and the optimal kind of squeeze and pump in your triceps. So definitely try that. What I actually like to do is I like to start out with like the heaviest weight I can do for like 6 to 8 reps, and then I might not be able to pull it, but what I'll do is on the drop set, I'll do a lighter weight to where I can do that and really utilize and try to get even more reps out of that, and I'll feel like a good pump and superset with dips again. And pretty much those are like the two motions you got to worry about when you're doing triceps. If you do skull crushers, so any triceps exercise where you're going up, and there's no, it's different from the other two that I mentioned. Try doing an extra, I guess, kind of like as if this was like a motorcycle, rev it, or that might be the wrong term. I'm sorry, motorcycle people, if that's the wrong term. I don't know. I don't own a motorcycle. But go up. If you're doing if you're doing skull crushers, I would say go behind the head, so load it, get a nice stretch in your triceps, and then come up. And when you feel that squeeze in your triceps, you can go a little further by going like that. So like, let me see if I can demonstrate that. You go up, and then when you get that squeeze, I don't know if you see it, it's squeezing a little more when I do this. So try that on those movements. So to recap, the movements that you are looking for in a tricep workout, or the main movements that I think that happen in triceps exercises, is you have ones where you're pushing down and your body's going up, where you're isolated and you're pushing down, and then ones where you're like pushing up. So any movement that does this, right, karate chop, right, is one that's going to utilize the triceps. And anytime you do it, squeeze. Now people talk about an inner and outer head. If your triceps workout is complete, and if you're doing all those exercises, you should probably, hit all of it. You'll feel all of it, and you should probably have a complete workout, and you'll have good development. So do that. Throw a lot of weight at it. Unlike some muscle groups, I feel like I talked about it in my biceps exercise or my biceps video. The triceps are one of those muscle groups where as long as you're throwing stress at it, you're utilizing the muscle, completely. You're not recruiting other muscles to aid it and assist it, and you're going to failure and you're throwing good weight at it. They'll grow, and they'll grow really well, and you'll get the nice horseshoe. It's my remote dumbbell. You'll get the nice horseshoe when you're doing movements like this. If you're doing kickbacks, it's important that some people, they hold it right here and they go out, but you want to get down and you want your elbow to be up the whole time and never move it. So when you're doing like triceps exercises, isolate this and bring just your forearm up, and you see how that's activating my triceps, right? Okay. If I went like this, you can see that my triceps isn't as utilized. So any exercise where you're doing triceps, I would actually say isolate this part, the actual part where the triceps is, and you do I guess change what the forearm is doing. Move the forearm to where it'll make the triceps activate. That's pretty much it. If there's anything I missed, if you have any other questions, hit me in the comment section. Email me, whatever. But those tips should probably give you a good triceps workout. You do them consistently. You give 100% of your effort, and you're eating right. You'll see them grow. It's a fun muscle group to work out. So, hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's been a long time. I'll try to keep posting more. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you really liked it. Like this channel. Anything like that. Had a lot of fun doing it again. Look forward to more. Alright guys, have a great day.